Welcome to See You at the Table, where stories meet grace. Here we gather, not just to speak, but to listen. If you want to witness how God brings people together from all around the world through powerful testimonies, tune in and see you at the table. Here's today's host.
All right, here we are back at the table, and we have somebody really fun today. Shalem,
Hello.
all the way from Peru. Shalem is a student, but does 1,000,001 different things. And I'll let you kind of just introduce some of the things you do on campus. Are you a senior this year?
Yes, senior.
Yeah, and then you're over in enrollment,
Yeah.
campus ministries. Tell a little bit about yourself. What are you involved in here?
Hello. Well, my name is Shalem, and I'm an international student, as you said. And I come from Peru, so like I speak Spanish and English.
Prove it.
Hola, chicos, ¿cómo están? But I'm really blessed to be involved in a lot of things on campus. I am part of the community team. I'm the leader there this year. So thanks God for that opportunity. I'm also a leader in the Light Ministries. Ministries. So that's a blessing. I'm really excited to see what God is gonna do this year. And I'm also leading a Bible study in Spanish. So if you speak Spanish, you should come.
Yeah, share a little bit about that, because you started last year.
Yeah, last year I started, and we were reading. So we went through all the book of Ephesians.
Wow.
So it was really good.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And so we have a lot of international students that speak Spanish, and that's why. Since I know the language, I wanted to also share a little bit of what God has been teaching me, and also how He wants me to share about His Word. And I was thinking, okay, a Bible study would be nice, but I didn't think it was going to be possible. And then I was praying about it, but I didn't say anything. But then one semester after that, Dr. Hernandez,
Yep.
She sent me an email saying, would you be interested, in, leading a Bible study in Spanish?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is the Lord. So, yes, I agreed. And it's been a good journey. And it's going to also be this semester part of Center for Faith and Ministry. That's where we do it. So it's really nice. And I'm also a senior, and I'm mentoring the freshman class. So I'm going to be a mentor as well for social work. But I'm also excited I love my major. I think it's one of the biggest blessings that God has given me. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're all over the place. And you led a mission trip to Peru.
Yeah,
summer,
yeah.
Your hometown, or multiple places, actually. And so a lot going on. And maybe even leading a trip this year to Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you're still on for that, but... Yeah. Well, thanks for being here. We always ask everybody a little bit of their story about how they got to see you, and you don't have to. I know there's a lot to it.
A lot.
But, yeah. If you're going to give us a quick snapshot of why CU, how did you end up here?
Okay. So I always tell everyone that I did not know that I was gonna be here. Like, if you would have told me that I was gonna come here, I didn't know that that was gonna be possible. But I remember that I was praying a lot. Because I was graduated in COVID, so it was 2020, and it was really bad.
It was a weird time.
Yeah, and especially in Peru, there was people dying, and it was really sad. But after that, I remember that I graduated in December, so I was just praying a lot because I wanted to study medicine.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I wanted to study medicine after I graduated. That was my dream since I was a little kid. And I remember that I would tell my parents, yes, I want to study medicine. And it's hard. It's hard. And it was God closed that door for me in Peru. So I was in a season where I didn't know what to do. So I was just expecting for God to reveal to me what I was gonna do, and it took a lot of prayer. It was a time where I don't know how I would describe it, but I was leaving everything to God.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I had a lot of questions as well, doubts and things like that. It's that waiting season that you don't know what is gonna happen next.
Yeah.
So I was in my Bible, in the Word, praying, just looking for the answer, and I'm just I didn't want to mess up. I didn't want to make a mistake and be like, no. So I decided to learn English, and I was like, well, I'm gonna learn English because my high school was really good in
Wow.
English.
Yeah.
They were really good in English. They
I got to go to your high school.
yeah,
It's a
you
really
get to
nice school. Yeah.
go. Yeah. So they were teaching me like a lot of things, but I studied to pass the class with good grades.
Right.
So it was
Yeah.
like not for life,
Yeah.
And that was my bad. And after I graduated, I realized, hey, like I need to learn English because that is gonna open a lot of doors for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I came to the US the first time that I came here. It was like when I was 16.
Oh, young.
And it was like my 15, quinceañera.
Okay. Yeah.
Quinceañera's
Yep.
gift.
That's cool. That's a cool gift.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
my aunt, she gifted me with that.
Okay.
And I was like,
Do they live? They live in the U.S., right?
yes,
In New
yes,
Jersey,
New
or
Jersey.
yeah.
Yeah, New Jersey. And then I came here, but I remember that my aunt would tell me like, hey, and my uncle as well, like there are a lot of universities and colleges, and there are many scholarships that they can give you and things
Yeah.
like that. But I was like, no. But in that time, I was like, no, I don't know English. Like I would not do this. Like, no, I was so just blind, I think, by that moment. And then when I graduated, I realized, hey, like I have to learn English. That's gonna be helpful.
Yeah.
So I started with that. And at the same time that I was learning English, I was also studying to like pre-med.
Yeah.
So
Wow. That's a
I
lot.
would be like, it was like an academy to get to medicine.
Okay. Yeah. I gotcha.
So I was doing that, and I was doing both, and I was like, okay, if it's from God, then I'll finish this academy, and then I'll take the test again and see if I get into medicine and medical school and things like that.
Right.
And then also the English is going to help me a lot to understand medical stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, and if it's not, then he will like open more doors for me. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I believe that he will do something. And then I remember that I started like in the basic like English, like basic conversations, like what's your name, like what's your favorite color. And I remember that I finished with my English classes, and then a lot of people, they were surprised because they were saying like, how did you do to like have that English like to understand that quick?
Yeah, that's really fast to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like probably it took me like 6 months, and I was able like to understand like writing and also like grammar, and to be able to read and to speak. So that was like from the Lord.
Yeah. Well, you're smart too, but yeah, definitely.
Oh,
from the Lord.
thank you. Yeah, and that happened. And after that, it was when I started looking for different like universities and colleges. But it was like surreal because I knew I didn't have the money, and my parents did not have the money. So I was just like thinking about what should I do. I can apply, and then I can also apply for scholarships after I apply, and they accepted. They accepted my offer and everything. So they accepted me in different like colleges and universities. But then the only one that was a Christian university and that gave me the like a good scholarship was Council.
Really? Yeah.
And
All right.
they had a good
SCU.
social work program.
They do. Really good social work program.
Yeah, and all of these things. And then I prayed a lot, and it was like the time to tell my parents,
How'd
and
that go?
it's difficult for a parent to leave their child, to their children to
go.
to go
Another
and fly.
country. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. And but since I was in the beginning, like in the beginning of the process, I remember that I told them about it. But when you tell your parents something like something huge like this, they will be like, yes, like, okay, it's okay, we will be praying. But they didn't know if it was
Sorry, my mic was doing something weird, and I got distracted.
No worries. I was like,
I felt like it was attacking me for a second. Yeah. Your parents are
um,
so sweet, though. I can just by meeting them this summer, their heart for you was so obvious. So I can just imagine, that was a big moment for them.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I told them, but it was something really huge.
Yeah.
And because we didn't have the money, we didn't have anything, and I was learning English.
Mm.
It was not that I was
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
And I remember that they were so like they wanted the best for me,
Mm.
and they would tell me, pray about it. God is gonna give you and give us confirmation about it. If it's from God, He will provide, and all of these things, and that helped me a lot through all the process because God confirmed me every single time.
Mm.
And then I would be like, so God told me this. And then I would open His Word and I would be like, so this is what I was going in my devotional, and like this is what I was asking
Yeah.
for. And this is God telling me all of these things. And they were like, wow, yeah, that's, yeah. So it was like getting real every single time.
That's
And
cool.
then they accepted me and they gave me the scholarship, and it was a time for the visa, like to go to the embassy. And that's when it became all real
Very real, yeah.
because they were shocked. Like they were like, okay, so yeah, it's happening.
This is what you're gonna do.
Yeah, and then they also prayed a lot. They prayed a lot, and they didn't want to just leave me, and be like, okay, you're going to another country. But I would remember that I would pray a lot,
Yeah.
and I would ask God, in my quiet times with God and me. Like I would pray and I would tell Him, like, don't take me to a place where I'm not gonna go with you. Like,
Yeah.
you are not gonna be my first one.
You want it to be about him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's in Spanish. I would say like, si tu presencia conmigo no va, no me lleves a ningún lugar. And it was like also a song that it happened when I was in that season. So that it came out in that season, and then it was like literally that's my prayer, which is like, if your presence doesn't go with me, it's like what Moses said to God, and like don't take me if your presence doesn't go with me. And I was like, yeah, like that's my prayer, and I knew that I was not gonna have my family next to me.
Yeah, it's a big move. A lot of courage.
Yeah, but I love how God was so intentional. He was so intentional to reveal to me that He wanted me here for a reason. And then after being here for 3 years, and this is gonna be my senior year, God has been like, I'm just in shock because He has been so faithful every year. And every semester I saw His hand in everything. And yeah, I'm blessed to be
He's
here.
definitely used you in some really powerful ways too. I know you don't always get to see that, but yeah, whether it's the mission trip this summer, but just the consistent witness on campus has been very noticeable. And so, what would you say? We always like to ask everybody a little bit about their faith journey, and so you don't necessarily have to tell us your whole story, but if you were going to pull something out about your faith story to kind of share, what would you share?
I would say that your family or your parents, they are not the ones that define your faith. You have to experience God and a relationship with God by yourself.
How did you see that in your life? Like, what did that look like for you personally?
Well, I was raised in a Christian household. My parents are pastors in Peru, and so we were always praying and going to church and like serving the Lord and busy all the time. Like,
Yeah, I witnessed some of that this summer.
And my sister, so we would always be there, and I like it became more a routine than something that I like I would serve, and I got saved when I was 5 years old because
Oh, you were young.
yeah, my sister was the one who shared the gospel with me.
No way. And she's
Yes.
2 years or 1 year older?
It's 1 year and 9 months
Wow.
older than me.
So sometimes, especially around here, where there have been a lot of people who've kind of grown up in the church, there are a lot of people who have come to faith early in their life. Did you ever doubt that because you were so young, or were you always pretty solid, like that was a real decision I made?
I would say I was pretty solid because I remember that after getting saved when I was 5 years old, I would trust God a lot. Like I knew He existed, and I knew He was my Father, and I knew He was taking care of me.
Yeah.
And that's like, sometimes I'm like, what? Like, how? I was just so young.
Little, yeah.
But I would remember as well that I would pray a lot. No, when my parents were not there and my sister was not there, I would pray by myself.
Wow.
To God, and I would also get angry to God.
Really?
Because
About what?
Yeah, and I was 6 years old. Like I was little, but I would get angry because, for example, when I was little, I had a lot of allergies. So, for example, if I wanted to have a candy, like a candy, I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
Or lollipop or things
wow.
like that. And like I would get frustrated and angry because I would see everyone like
why me,
having,
God?
Yes,
Why me?
yes.
Yeah.
I'll be like, God, please, like let me have a lollipop. And yeah. But something like things like that. So God was so real. Like I knew He was real, and like I would, and then I would be like, "Oh Lord, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be angry at you. I'm so sorry. Do whatever you want. It's okay." And so I had that like relationship with God since I was like little kid. But then after that, like high school came, and it became more like a routine. Like I was telling you, like I had to go to church, and I had to attend, and I had to serve and do all of these things. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot from that. But also, like, everyone at church was looking at my sister and at me because they were like, you cannot mess up. Like, you are like the example, and you are
a lot of pressure then.
A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. And like, their eyes were on us. So it was difficult because, of course, we're not perfect. So if we did like something that was not like correct, then they would be like, "Oh no, like then you are not like a children of God, and you are not like and that
you weren't allowed to make mistakes.
Yeah, to make mistakes and things. But then I remember that I had like my re-encounter with God when I was 16 in 2019. I remember October, because I stopped being a lukewarm, and I encountered God. Like I decided to follow God and to live for Him, and I remember that was like a transformation, and God transformed all the areas of my life. Like it started to transform all the areas. Like I realized that I was mean to my family sometimes. I was mean to my friends, to people around me, and I was not like being the girl that God wanted me to be, but for Him, not for people. Because like I always I always know that you will not be able to please the world, because if you want to please God, that's not going to be possible.
For sure.
And I wanted to live a life for Him. But it was when I was having like suicidal thoughts and a lot of just like depression and anxiety because of a heartbreak that I had. So that's when I started like doubting about my identity. What should I do? Am I valuable? Like,
and that's all at 16?
Yeah, when I was 16. And that's...
You said a relationship impacted that as well?
Yeah, a relationship. And then it was a relationship that it was not like glorifying God, because it was just like not a child of God.
Yeah.
And then and like when you're not equally yoked, a lot of problems can come
Right.
from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after that, like we broke up and everything, and that's when I started realizing that I was putting a lot of my identity in that person
Hmm.
instead of in God.
Yeah.
And then I started questioning who I was and my faith, and if God had a purpose or not for me,
Hmm.
and all of these things. So the enemy was really like bad because he
Yeah.
wanted to, like, he was trying to get me over there. But then, thanks God, I came to the realization I know who I am because
Hmm.
God saved me,
Hmm.
and God has a purpose for my life, and God wants me here, and I'm gonna follow Him, and I'm gonna die to myself, like my flesh,
Wow. Yeah.
and that's why I say like it's my re-encounter because I already got saved when I was 5, but then like
Yeah.
this time was
It's like a different thing. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that 16, that age is really, I feel like a lot of things happen in that moment. Like, that was true for me as well in a lot of ways as far as that identity. I remember literally asking that question at 16, like,
Yeah.
Lord, who am I? Because I remember I was involved in a lot of, when you're that age, people are kind of in groups, so like from here in high school, you might have the band kids or the athletic kids or like the country kids or whatever. And I remember I was kind of in a lot of those groups and always trying to figure out who you were. And I remember just asking that question. And one day the Lord really just made it clear that you're my child and all of those things. Like, this is who you are. And then I'm going to use you in all of those spaces. And it changes everything. But yet it's really easy to believe a lie, though, too, right? Hey, I'm not valuable, or I am based on my performance and as an athlete, or the condition of this relationship.
Yeah.
It can be a really scary place to be there, too, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember that I had to like tell my parents because I didn't want to. They didn't know anything
Yeah.
that was happening. And then when I told them, I was telling them, "Hey, like I need you as well. Like I need both of you because I have God, but I also need my parents."
Yeah, for sure.
And that was like really difficult to say because like they didn't know anything, so I had to tell them everything, and that was a lot.
Yeah.
And then because I was not living a life, like I was hiding a lot of things, and then I just came and tell them everything, and they were like shocked, but they helped me a lot through that because they forgave me, and they told me the trust, yeah, it's not there right now, but you are my child,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna
it's
help
huge.
you. And that was amazing because I received forgiveness, but also they were by my side with God, and it was having my parents but having God by my side, that was like the change.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Man. Well, there's so much that I would love to keep talking to you. We always try to keep these kind of short and not too long so people can kind of digest them. But, man, you're such a blessing to this campus, and God really is using you in some crazy ways. And so, if you're a student listening to this, definitely get to know Shalem, get to know about the Bible studies, the ministry things that she's doing. But if you were going to give kind of a table tip, if you're going to leave, because I hear so many cool threads in your story, whether it's like identity or whether it's really making your faith your own. The stories of forgiveness and what family really looks like. Like, I think your family is such an example of what it looks like to live out a family rooted in Christ. That, yeah, things are tough, things are difficult, but be in a space of honesty and grace. So there's so many cool things in your story, and even learning English. That really is of the Holy Spirit, man, to learn that that quick. But if you were going to leave kind of a little table tip for the day for somebody to really think on, maybe for them to take and ask more questions about, or be encouraged by, what would you share?
I would say don't be ashamed or scared to come to God as who you are, like, because sometimes I think that happens a lot, and just come as you are, and God is with open arms for you, and He wants to have a relationship with you, and He wants to be your best friend, and just say yes to His calling, and yeah.
That's so good. That's so hard, though, right? Because it's hard for us to believe there's a God that actually loves us like that, because that's not typically how we treat each other. You know, everything is conditioned.
Yeah.
But man, thanks so much. And who knows, maybe you'll get your own podcast going on in here. But
Thank you.
yeah, Slim, thanks so much. Till next time, we'll see you at the table.
Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Campus Ministry at Campbellsville University, where faith, testimony, and dialogue come together. Stay connected, stay inspired, and we'll see you at the table next time.